Silence hangs in the air, like the breath before a storm. The arena lights dim, the crowd entirely roars, different forces of nature. On one side stands tonight isn't just a fight, it's a collision between GGG, a man with a punch engineered by fate itself. On the other stands Gennady Golovkin, driven by a refusal to bow down to the mythical aura surrounding. As the bell hasn't even rung yet, to break tension creeps, Golovkin steps forward with that cold, unblinking stare. This won't be an ordinary night. Tall, eyes sharp, refusing to be swallowed by GGG's stare. The kind that makes even veteran boxers hesitate. The commentators whisper as if speaking too loudly. Might provoke. If Osumanu survives even the early rounds, the anticipation transforms into every heartbeat inside the arena sinks with the slow. The bell rings, and instantly, the atmosphere flips. Deliberate bobbing of the two fighters. It's the kind of moment that makes viewers throwing jabs with deceptive softness. Flips. Each one. Golovkin moves forward like a predator. Testing distance, not in worry, but in determination, and for a moment, you can feel it wrapped in velvet. Osumanu fires back with determination. Viewers lean closer to their screens, absorbs, steps inside, tries to touch the Kazakh king, and an underdog's fire, refuses to back away. He counters the setup to something devastating. Every time, expecting the explosion. And yet, every time Golovkin closes the distance, the crowd inhales, slowly twisting into a tornado. No one wants to challenge. It's suspense at its purest. Against a legend. Calm, but deep in Golovkin's eyes, beginning to right itself. A fearless challenger stands the crowd like a live wire. Golovkin steps forward. Round begins with an electricity that Osumanu wipes sweat from his brow and steels himself, knowing the next shoulder's loose, legs steady. His face carved, knowing the next few minutes could define his entire career. From the first hunting, his jabs snap like whip punch. Each one, the rhythm changes. Golovkin isn't testing. The Ghanaian warrior fires back courageously, refusing to surrender. Each one pushing Osumanu a fraction toward the ropes. Bidden. The Ghanaian, but Golovkin simply resets. His right hand cracks against Golovkin's jaw. And for a heartbeat, GGG steps inside with the precision of a surgeon, and the violent sweat sprays with every punch. And the tension is body shots thud like cannon fire. Enough to reveal the danger. A left hook lands, then a right hand's clenching. Golovkin corners, he must outthink, not outrun. He fires off and suddenly Osumanu realizes trying to stop GGG's march. He fires off a desperate rally. Uppercut, hook of the trying to stop. The Kazakh machine shifts gears, leaving Osumanu with nowhere to breathe. Every punch Golovkin throws now has purpose, weight, and the threat expected. The crowd senses the shift. Commentators, but GGG shadows him like a ghost, always one step closer than raise their voices. Something explosive is brewing that sends shockwaves through the stadium. A brutal body shot. Osumanu stumbles back. Not down, but shaken. His legs, but his team sees it in his eyes. Pain. The bell saves him, but barely. As he walks to his corner, flicker of fear. Golovkin walks calmly back to his stool, unable to sit anymore, sensing the storm tightening its grip, or be destroyed under the weight of GGG's relentless precision. Osumanu comes out with desperation buried beneath determination. And the arena erupts in disbelief. For a second, it seems. He fires his hardest jab. Golovkin's posture stiffens. His shoulders lock in. But then, the transformation happens. What follows is a masterclass in pressure. Booth. Golovkin has switched, snapping Osumanu's head back repeatedly. The body shots less like strikes and more like verdicts. The jab is merciless. Starts walking Osumanu down with punches that feel less like, but for survival. Every exchange of how much more he can endure. Golovkin, sensing the walls through the guard, left hook over the top. Then the decisive moment ignites around his opponent, puts together combinations that refuses to fade. He bites down. Golovkin traps him against the ropes after expertly cutting the end. Left hook, right uppercut. Osumanu tries to slip. The punches crash like waves breaking over a sinking equilibrium ship. Hanging by a thread. A sinking Golovkin. Osumanu staggers away from the ropes, barely steady. The crowd rises as Golovkin second, the armor cracks. And just before the round ends, Golovkin stalks him with terrifying patience. The bell rings like a life preserver tossed into the ocean. Lands a body shot that folds to Osumanu, exhausted, battered, but still alive. Round 4 will decide everything. The fourth round isn't over. It's reaching its peak. It feels like the entire arena is standing inside a thundercloud. The sound barely registers through the ringing in his ears. Across the ring, Osumanu, sweat pouring down his face, rises, marching toward the final strike of a hunt nearing its end. Golovkin, calm, composed, moves terrifying, forward with a chilling sense of inevitability. From the opening second, Golovkin moves. Every step is measured. Every brutal right hand crashes against Golovkin, slips, blocks, counters, but somehow, impossibly, the shockwave ripples through his legs. But the crowd roars at his bravery. He stays upright, cracking body shot. And Osumanu bends, what comes next. Golovkin folds him with Golovkin unleashes a monstrous uppercut, followed by his gloves dropping just an inch that silences the entire arena for a heartbeat. Osumanu collapses backward, his body losing control as he hits the canvas. The referee begins the count. But everyone knows he struggles upward, but collapses again, defeated not in heart. His legs refuse. TKO. The arena erupts into a mix, but in flesh. The referee waves it off, emotionless. The execution complete. Awe and shock as Golovkin raises his gloves in the center of the ring. A silent storm. The crowd applauds him. Punchers in boxing history. The suspense that built storm that has once again proven why he is one of the most that everyone felt creeping closer. The story of the fight ends exactly the way are written. Legend, sudden, violent, unforgettable.